Ilia Topuria puts Jai Herbert out with one big shot. What really happened and how did that all get set up? Well, it didn't come easy. Ilia Topuria had more trouble than we probably thought. And it's to be expected. I mean, the guy's a 145er, and not only just a 145er, he's pretty average for that size. And he fought the longest lightweight in the UFC. Jai Herbert is 6'1" with a 77-inch reach. You do not find lightweights like that. That's like a middleweight's height and length. So when you think about it like that, and also put it together, Herbert is a capable striker with a lot of power. Putting that all together, Ilia was of course going to have some trouble on the feet. 145ers do not fight guys that size. And it was a new experience for Topuria to solve. Forget about the skills, forget about the technique, just the stature alone was going to be somewhat difficult. And you saw the gradual problem throughout the fight. For the entire first round, Topuria did not know how to get past that reach. I mean, look at this. Look at the length of Jai Herbert's punches. It's extraordinarily long. And right from the beginning of the fight, when Herbert landed the jab, Topuria got caught off guard from a distance. He was surprised how far Herbert was able to hit him. He would try to trade punches and always fall short. And when he would exchange some overhands and stuff, Ilia thought he could just pull out away, get away from any follow-up attack using his footwork. But it wasn't enough. He got caught off guard again, but by Herbert's left hook this time. Seeing that his offensive measures were not working, he didn't know how to get inside of Herbert's reach early on, he tried another method. Let's see how it works if I counter this guy. If he's the one that extends forward, if he gets inside of my range and I'm able to explode fast enough, I'm a featherweight, this guy's a 155er, I should be faster. Let's see if I'm able to get in this way. So he waits for Herbert to throw out that right straight. He tries to counter over with a right overhand, even overextending on his right hand. Herbert's able to pull back away from the overhand, get Ilia to overextend, and as Topuria is trying to follow up with the left hook, he eats a head kick. Imagine that. Herbert's at a range where he can extend with the right hand, just pull his upper body back and land a head kick in that same distance. Completely caught Topuria off guard and dropped him. The first time we saw Topuria hurt like this, it looked like he got KO'd. Ilia did not think Herbert can get away like that. And it was pretty funny, when Herbert dropped Topuria, he made the same mistake almost everybody did tonight against a grappler. They went into their game. How many fights did we see that tonight with? Paddy Pimblett's fight, Paul Craig's fight, just happens over and over again. Herbert, another striker, does not want to grapple with Topuria, followed him down trying to land ground and pound shots, and that stalled the action, allowed Topuria to recover. But then soon enough, Topuria was starting to get used to that reach. He was starting to slip on the jabs a little bit and anticipate those long punches. So he slips on the inside of a jab and lowers his stance just a little bit, but Herbert is smart enough to use this as a setup for his knee. By faking another jab, he knows that Topuria is going to lower his levels. Topuria is so focused on the punches, he's so focused on that reach, he's not aware of the other attacks that Herbert can hit him with. So by faking the jab, Topuria lowers down, Herbert was able to land a flush knee and back Topuria up. But by the time we got to the end of the first round, that's where Topuria started to understand the range. When you saw the moment right here against the fence, Herbert threw the same right straight. Topuria went to counter again, but this time retracted his punch halfway through, knowing that he was going to miss and knowing that Herbert was trying to set him up with the left hook. Look how the left hook goes right on by. If Topuria committed with that right overhand, he would have got countered by that left hook. And then in the second round, things got a lot more clear. He was able to see Herbert's jabs and slip on every single one of them. He put a lot of pressure on Herbert, making Herbert try to keep him away somehow. Best weapon is to use that jab, and he was just slipping on the outside and inside of them, trying to counter over the top with the overhand right. And that's what eventually led up to the knockout, because that moment he was able to get inside on his own reach. The very first time Topuria was able to get in his own reach was the time that he was able to hurt Jai Herbert, where they both exchanged overhand rights and left hooks. Herbert missed the target as Topuria had his hand dropped. If this would have landed, things could have been very different. But at the same time, notice where Topuria landed his, to the body. Always go to the body on a longer guy. It opens up the head, overhand right connects right through and KOs Jai Herbert, putting exclamation point on his victory. It took time for Topuria to get used to that reach, but when he did, wasn't really much of a fight anymore, which showed that the reach itself was the only thing that was giving Topuria trouble. You know what's next. Ilia Topuria versus Paddy Pimblett. I mean, that's the only fight we want to see next for both guys. There's a real build up there. It's not fabricated, it's not fake, it's not a heel work like some fighters are saying. Ilia Topuria genuinely hates Paddy Pimblett, and we don't see those kind of things happen too much in the sport. Topuria is a great prospect in the sport, Paddy Pimblett's a star in the sport, young guy as well. They're both extremely exciting, even on that level, just looking at how the fight can go down. That would be pretty interesting to watch. I think Topuria is too good on the feet. I think his hands are too polished. I don't think Paddy has the defense to get away from the punches or even defend him in any way. He could potentially try to take Topuria to the ground or a pull guard, but he's going to meet his match on the ground for sure, or he might even get overcome by Topuria. People think Topuria is like some kind of boxer. He's turned into this boxer recently. When you look at his fights before the UFC, he was a grappler for the most part, and he himself has fantastic submissions. So I do think that Ilia should win that fight. He should be probably a big favorite going into that, but with everything built into it, that should be the next one to happen.